You think you're being a good guy by suppressing your aggression, but in reality, you're actually destroying your life. Every time you swallow your anger, you bite your tongue, or you avoid conflict, you're actually just training people to disrespect you. By the end of this video, you're going to know why your niceness is actually making you invisible to friends and to women, and how to make people take you seriously. And I'm going to show you how to flip the script without becoming a dickhead. So let's get right into it. First of all is the modern problem. So society pretty much has convinced everyone nowadays that aggression is equivalent to violence, but it's not. Aggression is not violence. Aggression is life force. It's energy. It's passion. It's drive. Like, it's literally the thing that's inherently masculine. So you can't just coddle yourself and be convinced that you need to suppress all of your aggression, because then there's nothing to you. You have no drive, purpose, passion. You're just some guy just sitting around. You're just a wallflower. You know what I mean? Like, it starts off in childhood. Don't be aggressive, be nice, don't fight back, and then you get in the school system, just punishing any sort of form of aggression, or any masculine energy. Like, me and my friends in year 10, we would like wrestle each other, like, just for fights stuff. We'd start off, we wouldn't like punch each other or anything, but we'd wrestle for fun. And I remember teachers would always come over to us. You could always tell which teacher would be fine with it, not say anything, and which ones wouldn't. You'd always get like the fat the fat teachers coming up and having a problem with it, like the feminine looking males, or like, and it'd be a very, very small minority of teachers, like the more masculine teachers, who would have no problem with it. Generally, it's like the sports teachers, the PE teachers or something. So, and then you get media portraying any man with any hint of aggression as dangerous or toxic or problematic or whatever, and then you start to internalize this message, like, oh, aggression is bad, suppression is good, and then you one day you'll wake up and realize you've been castrating your power for years, or at least that's what happened to me. So you might think that, oh, if I suppress my aggression, I'm just like that cool, quiet guy in the corner. But it messes with your head. Like, first of all, it doesn't actually make you look cool. It makes you look weak. And second of all, then you're going to be replaying that conflict throughout the rest of your week, just thinking about, oh, I should have said this, I should have said this. Whereas if you just outlet your anger or your aggression in the moment, you offset all of that, I guess, that time just thinking about it for the rest of your life. So you actually save all of that energy, and you stand up for yourself. So yeah, you just or another thing that people do, instead of being overt with their aggression, instead of being out there and being like, yeah, like, that's disrespectful, don't say that, or something like that, they'll be covert. So they'll be a bit snide or sarcastic or petty, which just makes you come off as a bit feminine, a bit weird, rather than just being straightforward and being blunt. And also, you become forgettable. If people could just walk all over you and say whatever you want, you have no edge, you have no polarity, no magnetic presence, and you just seem suppressed, right? So specifically in friendships, your male friends will test your boundaries and make jokes to your expense, and it's really important for you when, obviously, you can take a joke, but when it's something which is no longer funny and it feels like they're going overboard, it's important for you to put the foot down and tell them, like, that's not funny, or like, cut it out. Otherwise, if you don't, they'll lose respect for you, even if they can't articulate why. And you'll become the group punching bag because you've trained them to that's safe, and you've trained them that that's what your role is. Real friends want you to have a backbone. They want the friendship to be more authentic. And then moving on to dating and stuff, women do the same sort of testing as well. Like, they'll constantly test your boundaries. They'll see what they can get away with. They might, the whole thing of, showing up late or mentioning other guys to try and make you seem jealous, or try to see how you react. I'm going to make a separate video on women testing you. But one aspect of this is, when you're overly agreeable, you just put yourself right in the friend zone, and your suppressed energy just makes you feel off to her, because you lose all of that masculinity, that masculine presence. And so if she's a feminine woman, she wants the masculine presence. And so if you just suppress all of that, even if she can't articulate why, you just seem a bit chaste, or a bit suppressed, or a bit weird, or a bit just unenergetic. So you need to reframe aggression in your mind as something that's powerful. So it's not toxic. It only becomes toxic when you suppress your aggression. Like I said, healthy aggression is the drive to achieve your goals, the willingness to defend, protect, and provide. Like, that's the tenets of masculinity: defending those who are the weak people around you, defending what matters, the energy to build something that lasts. It's literally the foundation of masculine polarity, right? It's what builds civilizations. It protects families, creates art, starts businesses. Like, it's literally it's a beautiful thing, right? Like, it's literally formed the world around us, and now, so you need to break out of this mindset that's coddling you into thinking it's a bad thing. Think about the men you most respect. Are they passive or are they aggressive? Or the most attractive men you know? Not in a gay way, unless you're gay, but, you know. Do they apologize for existing? Of course not, right? Like, there's a difference between a wolf and a dog, right? The wolf has had his instincts. The wolf hasn't had his instincts bred out. Like, it's that whole idea. You want to be like the wolf. You don't want to be like the cute little coddled dog who, gets castrated, both literally and, metaphorically. Bro, like, I used to be so disagreeable when I was 6 to 8 years old, like kindergarten to year 2. And obviously, I'm not saying you should do this, but I remember in year 1, I fought this kid in year 2 who was bullying some girls in my class. And so I felt like pretty sick because obviously this guy's like older than me, right, by a year. But I was a bit of a menace. Like, I did like bite some teachers and kick teachers. So I'm not like condoning that. And obviously I was a bit of a menace. But then I got diagnosed with ADD and went through a bunch of medications and went to like a school for like special children. And then I became really suppressed, and then I had no behavior issues, but at the same time I had no drive for anything, no competitiveness. I was just got skinny fat, before obviously I wasn't muscular. I mean, I was 8 years old, but I wasn't fat, but now I became skinny fat, and then slowly became more disagreeable because I got off the medications towards like year 6, year 7, year 8. I started pushing back, started like trolling teachers, chucking stuff across the room. Like, I remember my visual arts class where you do drawing stuff. I used to be sat next to this girl the whole time. I did 2 drawings the entire year. Most of the time, her and I would just leave the class or like, just do whatever, right? And and guess what? When I was in that zone, heaps of friends, relationships with girls. Like I said, there was her. There was a few others as well. And I remember even having to, like, girls would literally come up to me, saying, "Oh, you have really pretty eyes," and I literally had to turn them down because I'd already talking to other ones, right? Then COVID happens, become more submissive again, lose all my confidence, all my aggression, and then when I come back, 0 friends, and I slowly had to build that back up again to get where I am now, where I'm slowly getting back into that prime zone. So where I'm reclaiming that aggression. So you need to reclaim that aggression. Like, if you heard that story, which part would you rather be? Obviously, don't be a dickhead, but you, without a doubt, you would prefer to be the person with the friends and with the social connection, rather than the loser who has no self-confidence and feels terrible, right? That's a no-brainer. Like, here are some practical steps. So first of all, physical outlets. So lift heavy weights. And don't be one of those quiet little guys like the Planet Fitness lunk alarm. If you're lifting something heavy, don't be scared of being loud about it. Like, again, don't be a dickhead and don't like scream for no reason. But like, if you're like really pushing through a last rep, it's okay to be loud if it helps you get the weight up. And chances are it does. So yeah, nextly, you can do fighting. Take it a step further. Do like sprinting, fighting, competing, because competitiveness really builds that energy. And also you can do cold exposure like ice baths and that, but I haven't really done that often, but it's something you could look at. Next thing is you could join the Discord, which first link in bio, that will fast track your social progress and help you reclaim your aggression. It'll give you social challenges and it'll give you a bunch of tools to elevate your social skills. So that's another thing you can do to really reclaim that aggression. Another thing is social recalibration. So basically, stop apologizing for existing, like just cut the sorry from casual conversation. Enforce your boundaries. So when somebody crosses a line, speak up to it. Disagree when you disagree. So defend your opinion. And so, like, if somebody says something that you disagree with, just say, "No, I don't agree with that. I see it differently." It's fine. It's not that deep. People respect that. And use your voice. Speak louder. Take up space. Don't whisper through your life. I disagree. You know what I mean? Be loud with it. And then the next thing is to channel that into mission. So mission is like, it's a very broad term, and I know it's on the internet, and it becomes a bit overused. Like, oh, what's your purpose? What's your mission? But this could be, business or career career aggression, just being ruthless in pursuing goals. Could be creativity. Could be protective, like for example, your family or something, or competitive. Just channeling that aggression into all of these different purposes in your life will help you really excel at them and will give you that fire, that passion for them. So yeah, your friends will start treating you differently. You'll get much more respect. They'll push back at first, probably. Like, you will face some resistance, but over the long run, it will be better. Your energy will become magnetic to other people, and sometimes you become someone whom others see naturally as just strong and a leader. Same as dating, you create that polarity. She becomes more feminine, or you attract more feminine people because you're more masculine, which is a net positive. If you're straight, obviously, your confidence becomes attractive. You stop pedestalizing women because you know your own value, which is huge. And yeah, it becomes much more two-way. Like in dating, for example, the polarizing thing, the pedestalizing thing, instead of constantly thinking like, oh, I hope she likes me, I hope she likes me, you start to think, oh, I hope I like her, right? It puts you in the frame of power rather than going through everything feeling like, yeah, you need to impress them. You start to think, oh, I hope she impresses me. I hope she's not, at least for me, it's like, oh, I hope she's not like drinking. I hope she's not like promiscuous, that sort of thing. But, to each their own. And yeah, suppression doesn't make you a good man. It just makes you a weak man. The world needs your aggression. You need your aggression. Your friends, your romantic interests, everyone needs your aggression. So channel it, use it, and level up your life with it. Would you rather be liked for being harmless or respected for being dangerous but controlled? Like, your aggression isn't the problem. You just need to be, if you can channel it, that's what's important. So this week, stop suppressing, speak up once where you normally wouldn't, find a physical outlet, any of the three I said. So lifting weights, sports or competitiveness, and cold exposure, you can try any of those. And then just start to observe how people's receptiveness to you and how people's reactions to you, their energy shifts when you have this more aggressive presence. Subscribe and interact with the video because it helps me out, helps other people in your similar situation see this. And yeah, in the comments, just let me know about how you changed, how you flipped the script this week, how you used your aggression in something, and the positive effects that came out of that. So yeah, if you enjoyed watching, like I said, please interact with the video, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.